What's poppin', y'all? We finally got the opportunity to see how Drake would recover from the L he took in this beef. Some people are saying it's not over. There's tracks that are still going to drop. They won't stop mentioning each other. I hope that's the case, because while I did say that I enjoyed how the beef was handled by both in terms of how frequent they dropped, I also said that I'd like for things to extend a little bit. Like having 3-4 tracks drop in a day, it just doesn't hit the same. You don't want the climax of the beef to happen so quick. You want to be drawn out a little bit, like a movie, but you don't want it to be like 12 hours long movie. You want it to be a couple hours long, maybe 2.5. It felt like we got a 15-second short film with this beef. So the fact that, or the possibility that it may go on, is something I'm looking forward to. But as of now, Drake took the L. It's objective. Anyone saying otherwise is probably quite delusional. But the first thing that Drake does after all of this is hop on a track with Sexyy Red. Now granted, I don't know about this verse specifically. He probably changed up the verse, but he had probably given her this verse a while back. They were on tour together. I think he brought her out on his tour. She went with him on tour. They've been cool. They've had a relationship, friendship, obviously. They've been cool for a while. So it's no surprise that he appeared on one of her, it's no surprise that he collaborated with her on music. They've also collaborated on music before. I'm pretty sure he had her on For All the Dogs on, I think it was a Rich Baby Daddy song or another one. Their initial collaboration was her being on his album. That's what I know. After that, I'm not too entirely sure if there was a song between that and the current one that dropped, which is You My Everything. We need a couple of things to put into context. Number one, you guys remember the cease and desist that got sent to French Montana. We haven't heard of Drake addressing this, saying it was a lie or anything, so I'm going to believe that it is true. That when Rick Ross said, hey, you had this verse that was going to drop on French Montana's album and you decided to pull it and make sure that the song didn't come out. We have that piece of information now. So why is it that Drake didn't pull this? French Montana and Drake have had a way longer relationship than Sexyy Red and Drake. Not to mention the fact that him pulling a song or pulling a verse from a song like this at this point in time, they gotta understand. And if they don't, who cares? But they're gonna understand. Like, okay, we understand this is probably not the time that you want to have this song appear. We can release it later under different circumstances. But he decided not to do that. Okay, so Drake hops on this. The verse is good, but also they switch up the beat, and this had to be Drake asking for this, to the BBL Drizzy beat, which is the instrumental. The first time we've ever seen a producer beat a rapper in a beef, a musical beef at that, without even having people jump. I mean, he had people on like that, and he kind of kicked all of this off, but he dropped the instrumental that went crazy. And this is another thing that I saw academics say this, and a couple of other people, I don't know if anyone else was saying this, but I don't believe this was a good attempt at Drake trying to be like, hey, look, I can hop on this track or this instrumental that people are making fun of me with and say, yo, I'm cool with the doctor. This is a tactic that Drake's tried to use in this beef, and it can work, but I don't think it's working for Drake right now. Like, for him saying, oh, you're making a beat about my behind, like, that's kind of weird. Or when he when he replied to Rick Ross talking about being a white boy, and he's like, yeah, that sounds like it's got a ring to it. I mean, that did come off hard on that song. But trying to lean into it, it doesn't work too well in this scenario, because number one, we're going to talk about BBL Drizzy, then we're going to zoom out and we're going to talk about the song, and then we're going to zoom out a little bit more. So the BBL Drizzy thing, it's with Metro Boomin. So Metro Boomin, keep in mind, I wouldn't say this started this way, but one of the key points of the beef that he had with Drake was he took Drake off. No, he didn't take Drake off a song. He had a song with Drake that was supposed to appear on his last album. I think it was Heroes and Villains. I believe so. This is maybe like 2 albums ago. This guy's been dropping so much music. He's going on a legendary producer run right now, and we're focused on all of these rappers. Meanwhile, what other producers doing? Yo, please. I was about to say Metro Boomin. I was about to say Not Nice. Who's the guy? Yo, it's not even Mustard. I can't believe the Canadian producer, Murda. Yo, where's Murda on the beat when you need him? We need a Murda on the beat run, like an album from him or something. I think he's been dating that like Brazilian singer. Is he still doing that? Anyway, so Metro Boomin, off rip, he was the one that said, nah, I don't need a Drake song on my album. Which I wouldn't say is disrespectful, but that's a puff in your chest move. Like, I don't need you. I've got these other people. And the album ended up doing phenomenal. And I think Drake, people were saying Drake wasn't too happy about that because it wasn't like Drake pulled it. Metro Boomin chose not to have it on there. And then, like that happens, a bunch of things happen in between. But like that happens, which is Metro Boomin song, he kind of has that like solo in the middle of the song, which is pretty cool. He has Future coming at him a little bit. Hit song. I think it went number 1, top 10. One of the biggest songs of this year. And Kendrick Lamar really kicks things into gear on another level after First Person Shooter. So you just got Future, you got Kendrick Lamar back on his first verse in who knows how long. That wasn't a Baby Keem verse. And he's coming at Drake. Now Drake is in this beef. And Drake, he disses you after Metro Boomin sends all these tweets. He says, yo, shut up and make some drums. And Metro Boomin kind of becomes a joke for a little bit. Just a brief period of time. However, in that time, Metro Boomin listens. And he makes some drums. He makes his BBL Drizzy beat. He drops it. He tells people like, yo, have fun with this. Best verse gets to keep the beat. I don't know what's the deal with that. I think he's just going to let it rock. So that happens. And now everybody is messing. The instrumental is incredible. But everybody's making fun of Drake now off of this instrumental. So Metro Boomin didn't put a song that you had hopped on one of his beats. He left you off. The next album, he has people dissing you on one of his beats. You try to clown him. He makes an instrumental that disses you. And then pretty much he forces you to hop on his own instrumental that he didn't even ask you to hop on. That's dissing you. There is no possible way you could spin it to Drake somehow getting one over on Metro Boomin by having the BBL Drizzy beat. No way. So this, whatever advice was given to Drake to, yo, hop on this song, nah, with the context that we have with Metro Boomin and Drake, that doesn't work. Now, if Metro Boomin was actively trying to get Drake to hop on beats or to get a verse and Drake was dubbing him, he's like, nah, we're not doing that, you can't put this out, and then Drake does this, it's a different story, because he's like, yo, I'm gonna hop on this beat now, but I'm gonna kind of spin it to my own. You try to make fun of me, you wanted me to get on these beats that would help you out, and I chose not to, but this one, I'm gonna hop on this one. There would be a case to make there. However, that's not the case here. So Drake takes an L for hopping on that. Metro Boomin takes another W for that. It's kind of like Metro Boomin he pretty much waved the white flag. He's like, okay, I'm part of your army now. I'm putting on your coat. Zoom out a little bit. This song, like I said, Drake's verse is good, but this song is like a trash sandwich. You know, you've got the trash up top, like the top. You've got inside, in the middle, you've got the Drake patty, which the patty's pretty good. No homo on the meat, no Diddy, none of that. His verse is pretty good. Even the BBL Drizzy beat, obviously. And then you've got the trash on the bottom that holds it together, which is whatever Sexyy Red was doing on that. This is one of the worst pieces of music that's been released. And this is another reason why I gotta ask, what was Drake thinking? Perhaps he had to have heard the entire song. There's no way they're clearing the song without listening to the entire thing. So they had to have heard the song. Did they think, I'm trying to put myself in their head, did they think that, oh nah, the contrast from how good Drake's verse is and from how whack Sexyy Red is going to make Drake shine, and they're going to say, yo, this is a Drake song? Is that what they were thinking? Because that's not what ended up happening. I could see that line of thinking because that happens relatively often. For example, on Look Alive, Blackboy JB wasn't trash on Look Alive, but there's a clear contrast to somebody that's really, really good on the song and somebody that's, okay, he's getting carried along for the ride. Or he's somewhat contributing, but Drake is just contributing at such a higher level. In this song, it's just garbage. It's embarrassing to music. I don't even know how Sexyy Red let this out. I don't know how. God bless the engineer, because if this sounds like this right now, imagine how bad it sounded when the engineer was trying to work with something. Yo, sometimes I wish I could just be sitting in the room with these engineers that are, I don't know if they're engineering it with her or afterward. If they're solo, I just want to sit in the room and be like, yo, what are you even going to do with this thing? And I want to hear their honest thoughts. And it's not going to be public or anything, but it's just like, yo, we got to turn, this thing is garbage. No matter what I do to it, it'll still be garbage, but I'm going to try to make something out of it, because that is truly magic. Well, it still ended up trash. But yeah, this is really bizarre move. Drake stands, he kind of gotta, there's no way you can defend this, right? Hopping on this song. Would you have told him to hop on this song? Would you have told him to hop on the BBL Drizzy beat too? If the answer is no, be honest with yourself, then you can't co-sign it and say, nah, the verse is actually hard. Nah, the song is absolute garbage. But, hey, what are you going to do, right? I'm really interested to see how this continues. Metro Boomin, what a fat W. And this is Metro Boomin's best off, like right now, just not even talking about this. Like, he's winning so much, he doesn't need to tweet. And that's kind of what I like about what he's been doing right now. He just took his foot off the gas. He's letting the music speak. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you enjoyed. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Thank you for watching. Peace.